Despite some construction companies attempting to include features for persons with disabilities, these efforts often fall short due to inaccurate specifications. A case in point is a school building under construction in Kwabena, where ramps have been included. However, the public relations officer of the Ghana Society of the Physically Disabled has highlighted the inappropriate design of these ramps.
Public building at least should be able to follow the accessibility standard codes. The code has specific dimensions for everything. If you want to talk about even the room, how the wheelchair can move into the room, the size of the wheelchair. You want to talk about the ramp, the size of the ramp itself, how steep the ramp should be, and then even the material that you are using for the ramp. All these things are in the accessibility standard codes. Like you are seeing behind me, they've done ramp all right, but it doesn't follow the standard. Climbing in will be difficult, or even when you climb in a little, you are likely to even to come back to reverse. Yes, so like I'm saying, even with the ramps and with everything, there are standards to it. And though they have done something, we call it reasonable accommodation. This one, at least they've done well. They've been able to bring something in, but it is still not enough. That is, if you are looking at being specific with the codes.
This same building, so if you wanted to go upstairs to the next floor, how would you go upstairs? Because I don't see anything friendly to someone sitting in a wheelchair.
Thank you very much. So you could see for yourself. This is even a new building which is yet to be even commissioned. And so you could see they've done staircase all right. And so if you are a full wheelchair user, then unless somebody carries you up, if your office is at the top, somebody will always have to carry you up there and then bring you down every day. So that is you are seeing the challenge yourself. It's a huge challenge.
The officer even offered a demonstration to the news team to showcase the challenges faced while navigating such structures.
Oh, I will.
You see, so it will be difficult if I move. I'll go backwards unless you hold it. Okay. If the person is not using electronic one, like I'm using electronic one, for instance, it is likely the person will be difficult to even move the arms. If you are doing manual chair, it will be difficult because the person will have to move and the person may reverse. You see, because you are behind me, that's why. Otherwise, I would have gone down by now. Yes.
The Persons with Disability Act states that service providers failing to offer necessary facilities for accessible services commit an offense, potentially leading to fines or imprisonment. Local assemblies are now urged to mandate modifications to all public buildings, both old and new, to ensure equal access for disabled individuals.
So this is an issue of concern because 16 years after the enactment of the Persons with Disability Act 2006, Act 715, which seeks to end discrimination against persons with disability, they continue to go through harrowing experiences in accessing public spaces and services. You know, this particular timeline or moratorium ended in August 11, 2016, and till date, most buildings you find, public buildings, are not disability friendly.
I mean, Philip, as a country, issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion are organizational frameworks we failed quite woefully at. I mean, trying to put together the fair treatment of all persons for all places has been something we've not done quite well as a country, and it's quite unfortunate. I mean, from the report, you could clearly tell that at an institution as the court, a place commonly patronized, is important. It's very unfortunate that there are not basic, ways to which we can accommodate people with disabilities. And for me, that's unfortunate. And even the elevator, we understand, has broken down, and up until now, nothing is being done to address these concerns. In a lot of ways, you could say that the persons with disabilities in this country suffer from what has become some sort of institutionalized discrimination, right? So we do it and we don't even recognize that we are doing it. Like you said, you read the act, and how is it that up until now, new buildings are springing up and there are no features, there's nothing really to accommodate the challenges they face. And I think this is a big problem. And institutions or state agencies like the Ghana Standards Authority, they recently put out their building code. How are they enforcing this? And if these things are not taken seriously, then it's really going to be a big problem. So I think it's about time. The call from the association, and I want to urge all CSOs, the media, even Parliament should take it up seriously, because we can't be seen to be building a country that is not inclusive for everyone, right? So it's unfortunate, and we should not be seen to be condoning this. I want to urge the Judicial Service and the Chief Justice especially. She's come on board recently. I think she should take this up urgently. I think their response when this story came up about the courts not being disability friendly was that allocations have not been given. For which reason they've been stalled in their attempts to rectify. But I think they should push more, right? You shouldn't let someone come before you should be seen trying to make a reaction. I mean, they should push more and get some of these things done. But that being said, the gender ministry, children, women gender ministry, who are also looking after the peoples with disabilities, what are they doing about this? I feel that we need to sustain the public conversation. It shouldn't be something that we discuss when it just comes up in the news and lets it go. So CSOs, media, Parliament, we all have a role to play in making sure that we are a more diverse society, more inclusive society, because that is how you build a country where everybody feels a part of it.
Rightly so. So if you are putting up a building, you should ask yourself if this particular public building is disability friendly, especially where the assemblies, the various contractors, the people who are involved in putting up these buildings. You must factor all these things before the structure is put up there. Let's